This is Delta Launch Control. We're being joined now by Tim Dunn, who is the NASA Launch Manager for today's countdown. And Tim is going to try to give us some insight into exactly what it was that caused the clock to cut off, what it was the team saw that caused this scrub for today, and tell us maybe what we see as possibly what may have happened, and then where we go from here. So Tim, if you could just tell us what it is you see happening.
Okay, George, I'm glad to do that. Right now, unfortunately, we have limited information until we get back out to the pad and understand this, but I can explain that what we had was a mandatory called hold at T-minus 45 seconds when the facility engineer goes to activate the pulse suppression water system at the launch mount area and the deluge system for water for Slick 2. And what that deluge system does is it protects the launch mount from obviously the high temperatures of a launch, and gives some amount of suppression from that huge shock wave of that in the ignition of the engine. So what happens is we begin that water flow at about T-minus 45 seconds, and there's a verification step there immediately that the engineer is looking for. Could not verify that his water system was operating nominally. Therefore, that resulted in a mandatory hold. And it's one thing that the team is well practiced in. They know their systems very well. They know the reaction of the system in a nominal condition. And when they don't have the nominal condition, they know to call hold. And then, unfortunately, that's what happened tonight. It's a bit of a disappointment for the launch team when you have a great countdown up to that point. However, these are things that we prepare for. We're a professional team. We know how to handle this. The team is currently in the process of recycling the rocket. You heard some of that probably on the countdown net. What we need to do is we safed all the systems on the rocket. We need to now detank the liquid oxygen from the first stage. We'll then detank the RP-1 from the first stage. We'll bring the mobile service tower back around the rocket. These activities take a number of hours, so we'll get back into a configuration where we can then re-enter the pad after we have safed all the systems. And once we're able to re-enter the pad, since this was a facility system, we can only do limited troubleshooting from a distance. We'll need to look and see what part of that system malfunctioned to the extent that it caused this anomaly that resulted in the called hold today.
And do we know where on that pad that particular system is located?
It's at the launch mount area.
So
yeah, right at the base of the rocket.
Right at the base of the rocket, okay.
Yep.
So, well then what, we don't know then exactly when our next launch attempt will be, but what are the options?
So what we do is, given a situation like this, is we go ahead and we have told the team we are executing steps to protect an attempt for tomorrow. What we call a 24-hour recycle, 24-hour turnaround. So we are doing that. Obviously, once we understand the situation with the facility better, we will either be able to confirm that we can repair and press on and have another launch attempt tomorrow evening, early tomorrow morning, or we need to go into more of maybe a 48-hour and plan for a little bit longer. So we'll have a little bit more information later once we're able to evaluate the system properly. But right now we've got the team leaning forward and preparing for a 24-hour recycle with a launch attempt on July 2nd.
All right, Tim, thank you very much, and we'll stand by to learn more about why what happened, because
yes.
We simply know what didn't work, but we just don't fully understand why this didn't operate as it was supposed to when it was supposed to.
Correct.
Thanks, Tim, and we'll just kind of watch for developments. Thank you very much. This is Delta Launch Control.